you're a coach and you don't have a product, this is for you. And there could be many reasons that you don't have a product yet. You might be sitting on stacks of knowledge and content that's kind of all over the place in blogs and social media posts on YouTube. And you're wondering how am I going to pull it all together into this organized fashion so you can take this valuable knowledge and get it into clients' hands. But maybe you've been like dreaming of creating a course, but you're not sure what platform to select because there's so many options and you're terrified of the tech part. Or maybe you've been waiting to the right time and you think you need to get like another certification before you're ready to put something significant and tangible out into the world. So ultimately, without a signature coaching system, you can start to feel maxed out as a coach. And you probably feeling like you're not attracting new customers as easily as you would like, and you don't have a way to retain them and to engage with them. And you don't have that street cred to be hanging around with cool people. No, you know what I mean? Like you don't have the street cred to get invited on podcasts and on stages, right? People take you much more seriously when you have a product because then they know you're a serious coach. And maybe you haven't effectively been growing your brand and your identity as the subject matter expert. So people really can't find you. All right, that stops now. You've got great stuff. You've got a service, but you've never organized it into a delivery system. This is also frustrating. I know. I remember a time when I was sitting on the floor and I had idea journals, poster board, post-it notes, markers, to map out and figure out how I could get all my content to fit together like cohesively in a way that clients could consume it and retain the information and all the good stuff that happens when they do that. And I knew what I had was gold. I knew it really helped, but I had so much that it felt overwhelming to me and I just couldn't see it. And my wish was that someone would come along and look at everything I had and help me pull it together, or that I had a formula for doing this. And as a matter of fact, just before I started to create this video, I was up in my closet looking in a box and I found this old journal. And I happened to just turn the page and, has that kind of magic happens where I was writing, oh my God, I really need help. I can't figure this out. And it just brought back those memories of how frustrating that was. So I get you. And you're not alone out there, right? I have good news. And there is a way. And I did figure out a formula, which is why we're here. So I can share it with you. A fast, simple, and fun way to structure and organize. We take your unique process, your method, your valuable content, and there's a way to effectively and impactfully deliver it. And heads up, it's not a course. So if you've felt or are feeling overwhelmed by that imposter syndrome, where you're struggling to package your expertise, and you wonder like, well, how come some coaches like effortlessly attract clients? The answer is simple. They've productized their brilliance into a clear, repeatable system. And actually, your signature system that we're going to be talking about is the foundation, the backbone of an effective coaching practice because it pulls in everything together for you and for your clients. So I want you to think about this like you're doing a double, like a win-win here, right? Because when you coach with a system, your client knows exactly what to expect. They feel safe. They know that they're stepping onto a proven roadmap that could lead them to a definitive solution. And then clarity drives results because, a system helps your clients focus on what matters and not be all over the place. You're guiding them through this clear, actionable steps that create real change. And then, we know what that does, right? Results lead to more clients and to more raving fans. Also, when we measure things, that's when we can change them. So measurable progress will build momentum. So a system's going to allow you to track progress and celebrate client wins. And when they see tangible results, they feel empowered to keep going. And let's not forget that you're running a business, right? So your system makes your coaching scalable And instead of you having to reinvent the wheel every time with every client, you're working in this proven framework that of course, you can adapt it to individual needs, but it is a framework and a structure, and it saves you time and ensures that you always deliver consistent value and those stellar results you know, that you're here to deliver and the experience that you want to deliver. So your system becomes the way that you bring clarity, you build authority, and it allows you to brand a real, tangible product that will make you stand out from all those other pop-up coaches. You know, those pop-up coaches that they have so many likes, they get all these likes, and then the next week they're on to something different. But this is not you. And this was not Vicky. So let's just start out by letting me show you some proof of how this works. Meet Vicky, my client, who's an amazing example of what happens when you have a signature system. So when Vicky came in, she came with this really big idea and a really big desire to help women who were struggling to overcome abuse and trauma. So Vicky had spent years struggling herself, and she found the way to the other side. And because of her experience, she knew she had to share it. She didn't have like a structure to offer, and she wasn't sure how she could take what was in her head and in her heart and hand it over in a way that would help clients. But then when she created her own signature system, this beautiful thing right here, helping your husband help you, she took off, not only with this amazing product, but with her newfound clarity and confidence and the way that she showed up. Like her business just catapulted like a rocket ship. And that allowed her to successfully help more people and build out her business. She now has a podcast, Reframing Love and Life. And she told me, within the first month, she had already 100 plus downloads. So she was so excited. And now her and her husband are adding on a master experience retreat for couples. So sit with that for a moment. Like, how powerful is that? There are hundreds of examples I can show you if we had hours and hours of time, but you get the idea now. And think of the difference that she's making in the world for people who want a solution that she has so they can get out of pain. And this is the power of turning your knowledge into a product that's structured, scalable, and sellable. So close your eyes and just imagine these things as I say them. And think and just see what you feel like. What would change for you if you could turn clients into raving fans because of their transformational experience? If you could be invited on podcasts and stages as the expert in your field and a product in your hand. If you could generate additional income without trading precious time for money. If you could get published with your name and brand without taking years to write a book and its cover. If you could build out workshops and programs with your system as your structured curriculum. If you could create experiences like gamification and bonuses and event gifts and social sharing and collaborations and challenging. All right, open your eyes. This is a lot, right? This is awesome sauce. And there is a simple formula for mapping out your product. And Vicky followed my formula to map out her product, and you've just seen the results. So this is what's going to happen for you too, because this works. And how good does it feel, right? So this proven formula is what I'm going to share with you during our time together. But now's a good time to grab that download playbook or your journal and a pen, because I'm going to reveal the formula to you. But hold on a minute. Have we officially met? I'm Rosie Batista, as you know. Over the past 6 years, I've helped hundreds of coaches create their signature system to get their gifts into the world, because my sparkle is helping you use your gift to light the world with your brilliance. And you're going to hear about that sparkle in a little bit. I believe that your voice is your God-given gift and it's meant to be shared. And that's why I cannot imagine that you sit on your good stuff any longer. And you don't need to, because there's an easy and effective way to create your system. And that's why I perfected this method over the last 6 years for building out a strong foundation that you could stand on, right? Imagine this is the base that you build out your system on, and to use your voice like we saw Vicky do. So let's get to it, shall we? All right. So 1, 2, This is the formula. This right here is where the magic happens. So until we get to the magic, let's start with circle number 1. This is your sparkle. These are 4 ingredients in the formula. In the little center in the purple is what brings it all together. So number 1, we're going to start to uncovering circle number 1, which is your sparkle. So write this down. Your sparkle is what lights you up so you can light the path for your clients. Just like, oh, I love that so much. So your sparkle is what sets you apart. It's a unique blend of your education, your experience, your natural gift. So imagine you take those 3 things, put them in a blender, think of it like a shake, and you throw in the ingredients, you spin them together, and you pour something out so originally brilliant and delicious and totally unique to you, because no one else in the world has your exact recipe. So grab your playbook or your journal and let's do this. We have 3 boxes. Number 1, education. So in this box, you're going to put, what have you learned? What degrees, courses, certification, education, self-study? Well, what do you have that goes in the education? And then number 2, experience. What life or work experience have shaped you? And these are things like your life lessons on both ends of the spectrum, all ends of the spectrum, your travels, your personal growth, your personal transformation. So what goes in your experiences? And then the natural gifts or your evidence. What do people say you're natural at and always ask you for? I like to think of this as like your effortless talents that sometimes you forget to put value on because they come so easy to you. Things that people are always saying, oh my God, you're so good at that. And the things that they're always saying, could you help me with that? That's what your natural gifts and evidence of it is. Okay. So now we have your education, your experience, and your natural gifts. All right. Then we come down to question number 2. And this is that one thing. So I like to look at this question. If you got locked in a room and you only had an hour with someone and you had to deliver a transformation for them, what would you be talking about? All right. So now you have all of these 3, and I want you to just take a second and scan over your list. What stands out? What new ahas or oh my gods come out for you? Because, sometimes we think we know this, but we do sometimes push our gifts aside because we forget that there's value in the things that we do so well. So this is just a reminder of, just because you've been doing something else for a long time and been sitting on your gifts, you might be doing something right now and it's just not lighting you up. And this is the opportunity to really look at what lights you up. Whatever you put into this bubble and you discover it as your sparkle, you've heard mine and you've heard Vicky's. So stop the video, complete the exercise, and I'll be revealing the rest of the formula so you can begin amplifying your coaching impact, which is what we're going to talk about in training number 2. All of the formula ingredients will be revealed. So sit with those questions and see what you come up with. Let the ahas pop in, the oh my gods, and I can't wait to hear. Ciao for now, and I'll see you tomorrow.